Call of Duty Warzone was released this past March 10th in a type of beta form and then just announced the day prior. This is a game mode that a lot of people suspected, and there was some information leaked coming up to it. The first one came out 2018. That was with Black Ops 4. That was called Blackout, and that just had the Battle Royale 100 players. Now it is bumped up to 150 with a new game mode called Plunder, along with the Battle Royale mode making a return with a bunch of tweaks and changes. It is completely free, which is perhaps the biggest news on PC or consoles. This time around, there is a training mode, which I always appreciate. Some games do this, like where they'll have a separate campaign, and that's kind of the method to learn the game. This one forces you into one in the beginning. This is common with competitive, like multiplayer type of games. But it teaches you, usual stuff with FPSs, how to shoot, how to aim, but then goes into more detail, how to give your teammates items, how to drop things, commands, and then some of the new systems like recon, opening chests that are introduced into this game. Also, too, there's even a mock Warzone mode where you play against some bots, extremely AI, in a small type of area. But this is good if you're not familiar with Battle Royale. It helps to get a taste how it feels with the FPS moving around, and then some of the systems too. It does a little bit of this where you're going to a location, you have to take out certain enemies and then pick up weapons, that kind of thing. I was most excited to hear that they're adding a new game mode to the Battle Royale formula called Plunder. This game mode, the objective is to collect cash up to $1 million, and then you win. Now, with this one, the cash mechanic isn't limited to this game mode. It is also in the Battle Royale mode along with a lot of the equipment. But there's some differences with this game mode. First of all, you collect cash by looting buildings, locations that have their own marker. It tells you the type of location it is, taking out other teams, of course, picking up their cash, and then objectives. This is something new introduced into the Battle Royale formula. This is also in the Battle Royale game mode. This can be things like you're reconning an area, you're taking out a target, etc. The difference with this one is the map is open and you can see all of the locations. The map doesn't close out like it does with Battle Royale. And the biggest difference is you respawn after 20 seconds. Even when you're taken down, your cash is gone, and then you jump back in, you jump out of the plane, you're going back to your team. But you see in the top left there, the map. There are locations of the top 3 teams where the vicinity generally where they're at, and then you want to take them out to get their cash and then call in a helicopter or go to a certain point to drop off the cash that you have. Finally, since you're never permanently dead, the game ends after the time limit goes. With this one, I was a little bit disappointed. I don't think it works well or is that much fun really to play. Like there is more, you have more combat because you keep coming back after you die. And this one I found it easier to even take out other teams. Problem I have is the map itself is always big. It doesn't get smaller with the chemical gas cloud making it smaller, forcing you into that space. And then you have only the 1 life-ish. I'll get to that later. So there isn't that that kind of tension that is going on. It just feels more grindy. You're going to these locations, going through the systems of, okay, I gotta go here to get the cash, and it gives that feeling of not caring sort of thing. And then you have the combat, you're running into that, but it's more like a team deathmatch sort of a thing, and more depends on your team. You got to be doing it a certain way, whereas with Battle Royale, you can kind of hang out, you can camp, wait, and there's a broader approach overall to that game mode. But there's a lot they can change with this to make it a lot different, so we'll see. Wasn't really looking forward to yet another Battle Royale game, but this one surprised me. This is the second one for Call of Duty after Blackout, and they've made a lot of changes. The first Foremost is the Gulag. Now, after you are killed, you go to the Gulag. It's a short cutscene, and you have a 1v1 match against other players that have been taken out. Get a randomized weapon, randomized items, and then if you win, you're back in. You jump out of the plane, and you try to pick up the weapons again and reconnect with your teammates. I like this because it encourages more aggressive play. Also, too, a lot of the stuff carries over. The shop carries over from Plunder mode, where you can buy kill streaks, and you can also now buy players back in. Items, though, that are different. The armor now, you can hold up to 5, and you can armor up to 3 times. It takes a short animation, so you want to do it when you're not in combat. But overall, the game mode itself, it's much more aggressive, and I've been enjoying this one a lot more. Had an easier time in combat for whatever reason. I think just because with how you play and how it is designed right now, it's easier. So there's more action, and then because you can buy someone back in, or you have that 50% chance of getting back in, or more if you're good enough. So it equates to more time just spending playing the game and having more options overall. Here's the shop. You see on the right, I can buy teammates back in. Right now it's in red because they're alive, but also kill streaks. Things like cluster strikes or UAVs to see enemy positions, which you do see with the map if they are close enough. Well, when they're firing, a little red blip will come up showing you where they're at. Vehicles now here too make a return. You have the helicopter again, and then some are better off-road, like the ATV, while some are better on-road. Then they have different occupancy. You only have 3 teammates right now, but I'm guessing they'll do like squad with 4 or duos to make use of the 4 passenger positions like in the SUV. As far as glitches and everything, I think it depends on how much action is going on. It's in beta form, so part of it is that. I'm sure they'll iron it out. I haven't noticed any issues when I reviewed the game as far as glitches, or with Black Ops when I was playing that. But I had one time where the game dropped, I think because there's a lot of action going on. I was flying that chopper. That happened to me once, and then a couple other times there was some skipping, jiggering, where I was stuck. I couldn't control anything. This happened in the Plunder game mode, but it's the same thing. They're both really big maps, have a lot of 150 players, so there's some stuff they have to iron out, but I suspect this isn't going to be a problem. I mean, in the coming weeks or so, usually this stuff clears up. I recommend playing it, even if you're not interested in the Battle Royale genre too much. This is a good one to jump in first with the Battle Royale mode, because it's not like you will just die and boom, you're out right away. You can come back, and this is my #1 complaint, and this is something other people complain about that they've listened to. So it's more action oriented. There's less of that camping, and I hear people don't like it because of that, but that's one part I do. And other than that, I like the PUBG, I think, is my second favorite of all the ones I've played. Again, I've played Apex Legends, so I can't comment on that one. But it's totally free. It's like 85 to 100 gigs if you don't have the game, so it does take up quite a bit, but it's free on console as well as PC. And it is worth playing, and glitches and stuff with it will continue to get better, so check it out now or later. If you liked this video, please give a like, subscribe if you really liked it, check out the links below, and I will see you next time.